I'm from Athabasca, Alberta, in Canada. It's a pretty small town. It's like 2,000 people. One high school, one middle school, one elementary school. It's like 2 hours from the nearest city, which is Edmonton, Alberta. I stayed with the same class all the way up, so I knew them all really well. And then same with like in the high school. I would usually leave like 2 p.m. from class to go and drive to soccer. My mom would come and pick me up, drive a couple hours, get to practice, and then practice for a couple hours, do my lifting in the city. Then I would go straight to volleyball practice for a couple hours, and I'd probably be finished with sports around 9-10 p.m. and then get up the next day for school.
Abby is a very talented athlete, and so as a younger athlete, which is when I was coaching her, she was actually involved in skiing as well as soccer and volleyball and cross-country running.
Cross-country skiing, I think, requires a lot of technical work. It's like skiing, but you're going up hills and down hills. And there's 2 different types of skiing. There's classic skiing and skate skiing. Classic, it's almost like running. And then skating is more like how you would skate, like on a ice rink. I think I got a 2nd place medal at Westerns, so that's Alberta and BC, maybe Saskatchewan too. I did Winter Games, and then we just had our Alberta Cup races, which were just the lower level races for the province.
This is a photo of her where she has all her gold medals. There were silvers and bronze, but gold medals from what we call the Alberta Cup series. It's a series in cross-country skiing.
It was difficult to like it at times because it was just a super hard sport, just on your body, and like you had to be mentally tough. I think I loved it because I was just reliant on myself. So I remember as a kid just being super nervous at the start line, and I just remember lining up for the race, and it was a mass start, so everyone starts at the same time. And it was like 200 girls all lined up, and then the gun went, and I just remember going up this hill and people just breaking skis, breaking poles, and somehow I made out of the heap okay. And then I felt like some reassurance that I could just relax and race. I remember just suffering too. It's just hard work. And I think finishing, I felt really relieved. I guess I was a little bit sad too that I was done racing. A lot of our time, like focus at practice, was on technique and making sure that your technique was good. So I think that also just helps in other sports as well, having kind of that body to mind connection on where to place your feet, where to move your arms. I think that helped in soccer a lot too.
She could have been highly successful no matter where she ended up focusing. As it turns out, it's soccer.
I did a couple camps in the US and didn't really know how they would go. I just went to try it out, and that's kind of how I linked up with Ball State.
She had reached out to a couple other schools, and one of my good friends happened to be the coach there, and he said, hey, there's this kid that we've kind of been looking at, it's probably not going to work out here, but I really think you should take a look at her.
When I came on my visit, I just connected really well with the coaches and with the girls, and I love the campus too.
She is a phenomenal athlete. I mean, just her physical size, her strength, her speed. I mean, she has these unbelievable natural abilities. I'll use the word relentless. I mean, I think in training and in games you see it. She's just relentless in her pursuit of wanting to go make things happen, to go pressure a ball.
You need to end up doing something that you really love and are passionate about. And she obviously loves soccer, which is an awesome sport. Her background in other sports has probably helped her there. Certainly the physical fitness she gained by her ski training, I'm sure has been a benefit in soccer.
Well, I think it's kind of crazy that I've ended up here, especially being from such a small town, in the middle of nowhere almost.
For any of our players who come in and, and kind of take on the challenge of being a Division I athlete, credit to them. But then to do that on top of coming to a new country so far away from home, I think there's even an added level of respect for what they do.
Her transition from Athabasca to Ball State in Indiana. I think that it demonstrates her confidence. It's great that she has that confidence to go out and see that there's a lot more to the world than this locality where she spent her whole life up to now.
When I look at my friends from my hometown, none of them are out in the US. So I think it's kind of an odd situation that I ended up here, but I'm happy it ended out how it has.